You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings.
Why are you listening to this show?
The podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
We will get to weekend observations tomorrow. Dan will be back tomorrow. I will tell you, Mike, that I have an assortment of top fives that I have collected over 2 weeks that if we don't get to any of them today, they will all be done during an hour-long weekend observations tomorrow because there are observations from the last 2 weeks of everything that happened in sports and what happened to us at Lake Tahoe. But before we get to that, so if you want to go to those at any point, feel free.
Well, okay? It does
An
feel
assortment of top fives. Athletes that connote a lake, athletes that connote something you would find in a lake. I've got them all.
Well, it does feel like you've been gone for a while. I know you've swung in here and there for a quick pit stop, but it does feel like you've been a part of the Grateful Dead for the last 2.5 months.
I have a residency at the Sphere.
Yeah, you've been following, dude. Every show, I know every show is a unique experience, but you've been to like 90% of these Sphere shows.
I went to the first weekend, 2/3 of the first weekend. I went to Friday and Saturday. So I went to 2 of the first 3 shows. Then I went to an entire weekend on the front end of my vacation time. So that's 5 shows right there. And then because we were in Lake Tahoe, not working, but we were there enjoying it because we love that event, I went to another one because I was a quick hop away from Vegas.
It's a 12-hour drive. It's not
It's like a plane. I mean,
You're going to be the first person sick of the Sphere. You're just going to be like,
I'm over this. I'll never get tired of that place.
I mean, very clearly, if he's following that band, and to say, look, I've tried. I know that there's a whole thing that I can do to make me enjoy it more. I find jam bands, and you may find that as dismissive. No disrespect. It's just not for me. I find jam bands laborious.
Right. But you love the Sphere.
I love the Sphere.
Yes.
But I think even then I'd say, okay, kind of saw it. I'm already there with like Lake Tahoe. I'm all right. I've done this enough.
Really?
And Lake Tahoe is as jaw-droppingly beautiful a place on the planet as anybody. How many shows for Dead & Company were there at the Sphere?
Well, they did, 7 weekends, 3 per weekend, so 21. I went to, I think, maybe 24. I went to 6 of them.
Only?
I went to a weekend of 3, a weekend of 2, and this weekend I went to 1.
Because it does feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like Stugotz has been gone for a really long time. I think he popped in real quick for like Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals and then deuced.
I did. So I spent but I had only, at the time my vacation started, I had only been to 2 shows at the Sphere. During vacation, I went to 4 shows at the Sphere.
You work very hard. You're entitled to vacation, but you've been gone a while, yeah?
I've been gone for 2 weeks, yeah.
It feels like
Dan's been gone for 2 weeks.
No.
I mean, I'm sitting here on a Monday. Where's he?
For whatever reason, it
Open
feels
Championship week.
It feels like 2 months.
You were doing like 1 show per week for about the 6 weeks before that.
That's what was going on.
A lot of lacrosse mitzvahs.
I'll be off Wednesday.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So it stands to reason why you'd have an hour-long edition of Weekend Observations coming around the corner.
Yes.
Did you get to see any of the, I saw you for 2 days and then you dipped. You weren't out there the entire weekend in Tahoe, right?
No, I went to Dead & Company.
Yeah. I mentioned it. It was my anniversary, and the reason why I'm confused is I didn't really want to see Stugotz out there.
Right, I know. Sorry. And here's what I didn't want to hear out there, okay? Because I traveled all the way to Lake Tahoe to not hear about Greg Berhalter. And the first time I see Mike Ryan, what is he doing? Talking about Greg Berhalter with Taylor Twellman. I mean, by the way, that guy could golf. And he could dress. He is a handsome devil. But I traveled to Lake Tahoe to get away from Berhalter, and the first thing I'm engaged in with Mike is a conversation about Berhalter.
It's been happening to me a lot. A lot of people have come up to me.
It's not your fault, though.
No, it's not. I don't want to talk about Greg Berhalter. You think I would much rather privately revel in the fact that Greg Berhalter is out of my life than someone come up to me and remind me that Greg Berhalter was in my life for 5 years. When I went to Chicago for the NASCAR street race. First time in my career I'd ever been recognized for a take. Someone like clearly, they stopped me at Grant Park. They're like, I know you from somewhere. Where is it? I'm like, well, the Dan Batard show. That's not it. And he was like snapping the fingers. He's like, Berhalter guy. So I'm like, I guess that take got traction.
Nickname. That's a sad superhero.
Yeah, so the last thing I wanted was just to talk about Greg Berhalter in that moment. But yeah, Stugotz, he does tend to just like saddle up. And he sees me there with Taylor.
I got to tell you, I felt it. I
Berhalter.
felt that you were on your, you and Cynthia were enjoying yourselves.
Was this at the welcome party?
Yeah.
How was that thing?
Yeah, the
How
food
was
truck
it?
party.
No, I mean before.
Oh, I went to. Mike wasn't at the welcome party. I went to the welcome
of course
party.
you did.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
Was Ray there?
I mean, I was cutting it up with Doug Peterson. Ray was there. Yeah.
I don't know why Stugotz was at this welcome party. Stugotz usually
I
is
was
like.
showing my support for the event.
Stugotz definitely weaseled his way into this players-only meeting because at least before he would take part in the celebrity pro-am that's
Right.
on Thursday, or he's out there working it and he's going to be on the driving range, so he's establishing like, hey, we'll talk to you on Friday and whatnot. There was no reason for Stugotz to be in this players-only meeting on Thursday, on Wednesday. I have no idea how he got in that building. Well, I know, but he shouldn't have been in of all days. I wasn't there because I realized, why the F would I be there? Leave these guys alone.
Stu went through the vents.
I did.
Was the magician there?
No. Thankfully.
A magician this year.
Oh, the magician's
No
terrible,
JT?
Let's be honest.
Dude, there was
Not
a
the
pretty
time for him, I don't think.
I got to tell you, the numbers, I have found my fifth major, and it's this tournament. I love it so much, in part because we're always rooting for Mardy Fish, who has become a friend of ours, and he won it yesterday, and I was excited for him, and I texted with him after his round was over. But I just love being out there. I love the event. It's the golf tournament that I pay the most attention to outside of the four majors of the PGA. I just love it out there. And the attendance keeps growing. Mike, you noticed
Yeah.
it was packed.
It was a little different without Mahomes and Steph Curry there this year. It was super packed, but usually you have like a huge gallery following.
They were
like
with the Kelces this year?
Yeah,
the
it was
Kel-
with Travis.
I got to tell you, the Kelces, I have never seen anything like this. I'm being serious in sports, where an offensive lineman, a center, because Travis did not arrive until the night before. Jason was there for the entire week. And I am telling you, after a practice round, Jason is perched like on a little boulder, okay, right by the driving range. And there are thousands of people surrounding Jason Kelce wanting a center's autograph, a picture with Jason Kelce. And then Travis Kelce commands so much attention these days that they couldn't figure out how to get him into the facility.
It's an absolute sensation.
It was
Jason
crazy.
Kelce was the second most famous person there in terms of like chirping from the gallery.
That's how it's going to happen when you're in the Taylor Swift orbit. Like,
Absolutely.
These two people, in Jason and Travis Kelce, who already were ultra famous within their sport, get to catapult to a level of celebrity that not even the celebrities who aren't known for sports have at this event.
So you've been to this event. You know that traditionally it is owned. The event, in terms of fun and entertainment, it is owned by Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
And Justin Timberlake.
And Timberlake. I am telling you, in 2 years' time, Jason Kelce will own that event.
Yeah.
If he doesn't already, he will own the event. You guys will love this because I go up to Kelce and he's signing everything.
Which one?
Jason. Okay. Travis isn't there yet. This is after a practice round. And he is signing everything. And he's taking pictures and he's shaking hands and he's kissing babies. He's doing the whole thing for thousands of people. And I said, Jason, as he's doing it, I walked up to him. I said, listen, you need to learn a word. Mix it into your vocabulary. It's called no. 30 minutes later, I send him a text asking him to join me on the show.
Did he say no?
He said yes.
You're the best.
Yeah. It's still like his brand of superstardom is still pretty cool to experience because him and Travis are really reveling in it and super accepting of it, and it's great to see someone. Charles Barkley is really good at this. He knows how important it is for someone to meet and have an experience with Charles Barkley, and he wants everyone to come away with a good experience. And the Kelces are kind of the same way.
Yes.
I also feel the same way that Stugotz does. I also randomly treat the American Century Championship like it's like the fifth major. We do drafts on it, and we follow Marty.
Matt Ryan, good pick.
Yeah, my wife, I love celebrity golf because I don't need to have this golfer explain to me. I'm already invested. Let's go. Competition format is a great reality show for me. So my wife and I, we follow Thielen, Jake Owen, and Mardy Fish for day one.
Mm-hmm.
That was like an incredible trio. And from a golf perspective, those guys put up, I think, they were all in the top 10. They were all in the top 10 in terms of scoring.
Cynthia's probably like, wow, these guys are pretty good at golf.
These guys can play.
Right. I had redemption, by the way, with Jake Owen. I got it right.
Yeah.
He hugged me.
Really?
That's great.
Now he was on the driving
Congratulations.
range, and it said Jake Owen.
Very helpfully. He's also cut his hair, but also Aaron cut his hair.
Yes.
So it's a little confusing.
Do you do the joke? Hey,
It's
Aaron.
not confusing. They don't look alike.
No, it's not at all.
I didn't do the joke, but I did spend my entire time like following Aaron around saying, hey, watch it. Like, the guy's jumping for footballs. He's doing this. He's doing that. There was a time where he almost ran over Jake Golick's kid. And I'm like, Aaron, watch where you're going. I didn't care about Golick's kid. I cared about Aaron not getting hurt.
I saw him do like a little Euro step around someone's mark on the green. I'm like, be careful with that ankle, dude.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Did you have, you had,
Yeah, he was fine with me.
yeah, you were good?
It's just you that he doesn't like, and Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. He and I are good.
Or
Tight,
you just
yeah.
don't care. I think that's also like you just.
Oh, no, I care. There are certain things that he has said over the last couple of years that have rubbed me the wrong way. No question about it.
But I'm never going to in person say anything.
But in
negative.
person, I'm never going to say anything to him or Jake Owen.
He's my quarterback.
Yeah. So Cynthia was following, this was her first time at Lake Tahoe, and she was following that trio. And the very next day, we decided to follow Matthew Tkachuk around for a little bit. And then she realized how hard golf is because she stopped following Mardy Fish. She goes from like seeing like a dude on pace to set the course record to actively trying to find Matthew Tkachuk's third shot on 18, which was totally never found. Just it disappeared. It went into the water somewhere. Who knows what became of it? She was shocked at how good Mardy is compared to like the rest of the field.
I told Marty I'm taking 25% credit for his victory. We had a little pre-round speech before the first round. I said what I had to say, and he went out and won the thing. So, I mean, I said 25%. Marty said that's a bit too much. Your speech did motivate me. It's a bit too much. He dialed it back to 20. I'll meet him halfway, 22.5%.
I'm picturing you just saying, hit him straight, buddy.
I said you're the best golfer out here by a lot. Go win the bleeping thing. That's what I told him.
Not by a lot. Pavelski's pretty good.
That he's a problem.
Yeah.
He's always lurking.
If you watch the American Century on TV, it's like the same broadcast over and over again every year of them just being like, this Marty guy, he's not just good, he's really good. And Adam Thielen, he's got a bit of that too. John Smoltz, Mark Mulder, good golfers.
Yeah, really good golfers.
It's like the same broadcast, just re-aired.
So it's
every
modified
year.
Stableford scoring out there, so like the plus points are good. So A-Rod,
As long as you don't double bogey, you're good.
A-Rod, you get -2 for a double bogey.
0 for a bogey, 1 for a par,
Yeah.
negative something for
A-Rod got a -32 day one.
He did.
I saw a video of
Playing
him
lights
hitting
out,
one
huh?
where it like hit something and like went back at him. It was just it's good to see those kind of guys be normal.
He's my new best friend, A-Rod, and Mike had an awkward moment with him.
Oh, that's right.
Can't be worse than our like Nick Jonas, Justin Timberlake. Hey, pa.
Oh yeah, let's find that. Let's find up like the hits of the previous years. No, it wasn't my awkward moment. I shared it, but it was Cynthia's awkward moment
my
with A-Rod.
God.
She did something terrible. We'll talk to you about it next.
Don Batard.
Common thread was Stugotz chumming it up with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. I met my quarterback.
Yeah, as you know. Stugotz didn't talk to Aaron Rodgers. Nope. Stugotz thought country music superstar Jake Owen was Aaron Rodgers. They had a 20-minute conversation.
Identical twins. I mean, Jesus.
Stugotz.
Listen, I will never have the relationship with Aaron Rodgers that I have with the guy that I thought was Aaron Rodgers.
So the way that
I mean, that is the greatest conversation I've ever had with my quarterback.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
So, Chris, we're at the food truck party after the players' meeting. Tahoe, I know you love that.
Anyone sad sitting alone like Brian Kelly was a few years ago?
No. Did you see anyone sitting alone, sadly?
No, I think most of the people that don't want to be there, they pop in because they have to make an appearance, and then they quietly just make their way out.
Yeah.
But there are a couple people there that I was hoping for an interaction with Matthew Tkachuk because my wife was there and she would have been excited, but she's pretty chill about that stuff.
Right.
She doesn't generally like to approach people. And so and so we had a nice Miz was really happy to see me. I guess anytime he's around a golfer that's worse than he is, he's pretty happy to see them.
So the Kelces were playing the first round with Miz, and I said, hey, enjoy your 9-hour round of golf.
Hey, he's improved as a golfer, but he still takes like a really long time to play.
Yeah.
But he's a super nice guy.
You're going to be bad fast.
I guess if there was a Brian Kelly at the food truck party, it was me.
Boy, you are really inflating your persona.
I was walking around by myself. I felt like Mike and Cynthia wanted nothing to do with me.
We didn't.
I felt it. But here's what happened, Chris. So after Mike is done with the awkward Berhalter conversation with Taylor Twellman, somehow I have moseyed over to A-Rod. And I am talking to A-Rod. And A-Rod is taking great interest in me. And I am loving this conversation. We're talking. And then
Pause.
Yes.
Talking. This was not an actual conversation from human beings. This was like
Hey, buddy, A-Rod.
That's talking to me.
Couple dudes trying to out-phony the other one with like
insincere. It up.
So A-Rod puts his arm around Stugotz.
Big fan of what you guys do.
Big fan. I haven't gotten feedback off of anything I've done greater than I did with that South Beach sessions with Dan, and like it's just lots of laughs, lots of leaning over, lots of touching the shoulder. I know Schwarmy when I see it, and those dudes were putting on a display.
Yeah, but I'm feeling good because I'm there with nobody, okay? Mike is there with his wife, and I feel like I have found my partner, okay? And it's A-Rod. And I'm going to hang with A-Rod the entire weekend. But then Mike moseys over with Cynthia, and it gets really awkward.
Really awkward.
Did you guys plan this? Before we tell the audience what it is, and the guys here, and Lucy, what it is that actually happened, did you guys plan this out?
So we saw you talking over there. This was right at the entrance. And again, like our plan is to get away from Stugotz and enjoy the
I know the move,
evening.
though. If you see someone talking to someone cool, though, it's like, oh, let's
well,
go stand by
you
Stugotz.
have like, well, it's Stugotz there. And so we have the easy way. And so my wife used to be related to A-Rod.
So she said that?
No. It
That's a bad start. Yeah,
it'd be fine. No, I'll tell you how she started it, which is the worst way you can start a conversation ever. And yeah, I said that Stugotz and A-Rod were a couple of phonies cutting it up. I actually think Alex is nice. I understand people have
love him.
They have their thoughts and feelings. Like I don't. If the worst thing that you could say about a guy is that he's nice to me all the time, and I don't believe it, who cares? Like he's nice. So Cynthia used to be related to Alex in that her godmother, her first cousin, also named Cynthia. They look alike. She was married to Alex. That was Alex's first wife. They have two beautiful children together that are a part of our lives. We love those kids. So we see them all the time. So naturally, we have a family tie. And so Cynthia, if there's any opportunity to say hello to she stayed at Alex's penthouse in New York. Like she went to the wedding. She was a part of the family. So if there's ever an opportunity, this is the one while he's talking to Stugotz, because Stugotz has properly opened this setup.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you say it without making it awkward is the question.
I put my hand on her shoulder. Stugotz had introduced me.
Yes.
Hey, this is a producer of our show, and that's a great vine. Thank you. I'm going to set the table for Cynthia. Cynthia cuts through. I don't know if she had nervous energy, and just goes directly to Alex and says, hey, do you remember me? You don't do that.
My weekend with A-Rod was over.
My dad can come up to me and say, hey, do you remember me? And I might get like frozen for a bit. No, there's no, how do I answer this? Hey, do you remember me? He hasn't seen Cynthia outside of like a funeral like in like 8 years.
Hey, you remember me? I used to be your family.
He had a couple of guesses, I think, that were wrong. Did he not?
No, he's like, he answered it the way that you should. It's like, I'm not so sure, because even it like, the worst possible thing that you could say is like, yeah, and try to take stabs at guessing who the person is. You could see that there was like something there, but he didn't want to actually like start playing the guessing game.
He's like, good to see you.
It was
that
just
move of just like, I'm going to say good to see you.
He should have hit her with prima.
No, and then she goes, Cynthia Mekris. And so he's like stunned by the whole thing, and you could see him like
stunned.
Yeah, you could see him
trying to put it
trying
together.
to figure it out. Cynthia Mekris, and then his response was, Cynthia? And he put his hand out like he first met Cynthia when she was 5. I'm like, Cynthia has not grown
You know, she was
My dad
the
does
same
that.
height when she met you.
My dad does that with women my age. He's like, little Tina? It's like, Tina's 38 years old. my dad.
Same height, though.
He goes, Cynthia? Like he saw her in grade school or something. He's like, and then he said, yeah, we used to be, it's weird. We were kind of related, still kind of are, but I could not get out of there faster.
It went from me introducing A-Rod to Mike to Mike never having any interaction, Cynthia just stepping in. Do you know who I am?
You go to the kids first, maybe. You start saying the names.
It got
We
frosty.
love-
I was trying, but Cynthia trampled me. I don't know. I still have to like talk to her. Like, what happened there? Like, what was your?
Wait, you haven't spoken to her yet?
I don't want to relive it.
I figured you spent the entire weekend
I am
discussing
mortified on your behalf.
It was so bad.
That's as bad as it can possibly go in an introduction, because now his mind is just racing as to how he possibly knows this person. You guys already know him. He was on South Beach Sessions in his mind like 3 minutes ago, and now he's trying to figure out who Cynthia is.
I could not get out of there faster, and I like had this like frozen in fear kind of smile, like as I turned the corner, and like I take a few steps because now I have to talk to Cynthia about what just happened, but also I have to mansplain. The toxic the toxic urge to mansplain what happened there through the eyes of a man, and I told Cynthia like, you can never do that to somebody, especially like a celebrity. You can't lead with, hey, do you remember me? You can never do that. She conceded that was probably not the best foot to get off on.
Was she upset that it took him a minute? Like,
no, she understood it afterwards.
When you go
She's
in
like,
with that question, you're expecting the person to know who you are.
I asked her, like, why'd you do that? She's like, I don't know. I don't know why I did it that way.
Very aggressive.
It was and she said it with some sass too.
I know.
And look, there's family dynamics at
Like,
play.
you better know who I am.
Divorce can be ugly, especially when it plays out in the tabloids. You can understand my wife has her certain feelings about things but we've made it work, and credit to Alex and Big Cynthia, that's what we call her. Like, they have made it work, and they've raised 2 beautiful children together. Beautiful, wonderful, upstanding girls. We love them. And it's really not that tense and awkward around the family. I'm not sure why she made it so tense and awkward in that moment, her first time seeing Alex in about 8 years. But yeah, it was really awkward, and I avoided Alex Rodriguez at all costs afterwards. But thank you for always being nice to me, even if you don't mean it. Like, I appreciate it. Again, like, the worst thing someone can say about you is that you're nice all the time. I think that's fine.
Are you guys good with someone being nice to you, saying nice things to you all the time, having no idea whether or not he or she means it?
Are you guys confused by that message coming from Stugotz?
I'm just wondering.
He's just checking to know whether or not we're offended by him.
Exactly right, yes.
So you're asking if we're upset if somebody only says good things about us or good things to us?
They're always nice to you. They always say good things to you, but they have the personality of A-Rod, and you're not certain if what they're saying is true. But they're just being nice, and you'll take it because it's someone being nice to you. I mean,
there's no genuine connection there. Like, it's all a facade, and I do think that people would get hurt by it.
Don Batard.
God doesn't even know what this list is.
He was ahead of Tom Brady, who also won a playoff game.
A couple, yeah. That was literally the most confusing list we've ever done.
Tebow's got a better shot of coming back.
Give him a chance. He's got more lyrics.
I'm mad.
I'm
angry.
I want to leave.
Stugotz.
This would have been your day. This should be. You should own the sports media landscape right now.
I am. Top 7 guys. I would not want the Jets.
No. You. No. No. I'm not allowing it.
Give him
Zach
a chance,
Wilson,
guys.
number 1.
No, I'm not giving him a chance. I'm giving him 20 years.
Carson Wentz.
I've given him my prime.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Jeremy, do you have that social experiment piece together?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. All right. So let's. This is a great
Perfect time.
This is a perfect time to trot this out. Jeremy has built out a game.
Yeah, this is going to be called MLB All-Star or Meadowlark Media Employee. So I'm going to read a name, and Stugotz, you are going to tell me whether this person is a Meadowlark Media Employee or an MLB All-Star. We're going to start here.
He's already scared.
Does he have to guess the team? He should
No,
have to
you
guess
don't have
the
to.
team.
Yeah, you want to guess the team? We want to add that as part of it?
Yeah.
Well, you're exposing him on multiple fronts
That's
here.
too much. Let's just say you got to tell me if it's a Meadowlark Media employee or an MLB All-Star. So we'll start here. Chris Tuminello.
I love Toomey. Meadowlark Media Employee.
Really? That sounds like a middle reliever for the Kansas City Royals.
That is a Meadowlark Media Employee. Congratulations,
I know
Stugotz.
my employees. How about that?
Do you know what he hold on. Do you know what he does?
Oh, come on. What are you doing?
No. All right. Fair enough.
If he does that, he's got to name the team.
I mean, he's got a 50-50 chance.
He's got a 50-50 shot here. Alex Nobrega.
Nobrega. Alex Nobrega. Alex. I know there's an Alex that works here. I'm going to say Meadowlark Employee.
All right, 2 for 2.
Whoa!
Wow!
Eyes on a heater.
I think he did something with our sets to do something. I don't know. Maybe? No?
You know what? Don't talk anymore. You got it right. Just keep it moving. 2 for 2.
Okay.
Tommy Darrow.
Tommy. Last name?
Darrow.
Tommy Darrow.
My favorite part about that was the audible O from Chris Cody as a bet.
Wasn't expecting the game to be this
Too much
long.
time to stall. He's trying to figure it out in his head.
Tommy Darrow.
Tommy Darrow is a Major League Baseball All-Star.
That is incorrect.
It's not the loser game show.
That's Thomas.
I've seen your.
Sorry, Tommy D.
I've seen your interactions with Thomas Darrow.
Have you? Oh, he's in this office.
Yeah, he's based out of here now. I call him Big Show.
Oh,
Looks
Tom!
like the Big Show.
Tom! I didn't know his last name was Darrow.
You did.
right.
You did do something there by
Tommy
making it
D.
Tommy Darrow.
Making it Tommy.
Tommy D.
Mason Miller.
Mason Miller. Mace. I'm going to say eventually there's got to be a Major League Baseball All-Star here.
You're just playing a numbers game at this point?
I am playing
You've given up on actually having human relations with whoever this Mason Miller is. You're just guessing and
I'm gonna
playing
say-
numbers?
Yeah, I am. Eventually we'll get to one, right? All-Star.
All-Star.
Thank you.
Mason Miller.
Boom.
Oakland A's closer.
I just know him as M. Miller from Fantasy.
M. Miller.
Yeah.
3 for 4.
That makes you an all-star.
Ethan Badowski.
Ethan Badowski works here.
Wow.
he
The
does.
confidence. Congratulations, Ethan.
I know
Stu
he
knows
did.
you.
Yes.
Daniel Gonzalez Quevedo.
This Darrow's going to sit with me for a bit. Sorry, Thomas. Give me the name again.
Daniel Gonzalez Quevedo.
DGK.
Yeah, DGK.
Wait, can you say the name again?
Daniel Gonzalez Quevedo.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a K.
Yeah, DGK. Stu?
Did you grow up around any Latin people?
I did. Luis Guzman, Michael Gomez.
You got a guess?
I need to hear it again.
Daniel Gonzalez Quevedo.
All-Star.
He is an all-star. Let me be frank. He is
Danny
an all-star.
GK.
Yeah, he's an all-star for
There
us.
he is.
A Meadowlark All-Star.
Danny
It's
GQ.
Danny GQ.
And that's
GK
it.
forever.
Everyone calls him
Danny, sorry, I love you, dude. Love you. I love you.
GK.
I've never heard your last name, your middle name, whatever the name was. I never heard it. DKG.
But you were great at your job. Thank you for all the work that you do.
Yep, appreciate you.
Patrick Kim.
Oh, Pat Kim.
Patty Kim. Like, you're just going through the variations of the name to see if you have any recollection saying it in an awkward interaction.
Yes.
Patty Kim.
Pat Kim.
Pat Kim.
All-Star.
Nope.
I don't think Chris Cody knows who Pat
There's
Kim
been a couple.
is.
There's been a couple that Chris has turned around and been like, "Hey, what's the answer?" So I know what sound
There's
to
a
play.
New York office. It's a little unfair.
It does make it unfair.
And Stugotz has been on vacation for 3 months.
Well, this one
Thank
should be
you.
easy
Sphere,
for you.
I mean.
This one should be easy. Jordan Westberg.
Jordan Westberg.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Please.
Stugotz does not know who Jordan Westberg is.
All-Star.
All-Star.
It was just numbers at that point. My dude was trying to
He's
survive.
guessed All-Star like 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
Well,
He was at the Hard Rock Stadium gates just trying
And the
to get
last
in at
one
that
for
point.
you, Mike Malley.
Employee.
Wow. All right, Stugotz.
Love Mike Malley.
Only 3 wrong out of the 8 names that we said.
He did pretty well.
Better than anticipated.
He did way better than I thought he
If
would.
you just said Danny without the KG part of it, I would have been like
KG.
employee. Yeah.
Yeah, KG.
Danny
I know
KG.
Danny. There's a lot of Danny's here. I just would have said
Danny
employee.
GQ is
Yeah.
now Danny KG.
Whatever.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Stu.
Thank you.
Good job. It's MLB
All-Star
All-Star week, right?
Yeah, right now.
is.
Home Run Derby tonight.
That's tonight?
Yeah, home run
They're
derby's
still doing
tonight.
that. What's the
No
format
way.
this year?
I'm tired of that.
It's changed again. You won't know until you log on to the broadcast because they're constantly changing the rules. But there are 3 players from the NL East in this year's Home Run Derby.
Well, there you go. If you're looking for a draw.
Marlins fans get really excited.
What, Peter Alonso?
Pete Alonso's one of
Tired
them.
of him, the polar bear.
the polar bear.
A guy would rather win the home run derby than win a World Series. I'm telling you, that's what he's known for.
You do
the
kind of live forever. Josh Hamilton was a really great player
man.
in his day, and everyone, the first thing that they'll mention to him is probably that home run derby at Yankee Stadium.
It was electric, and he didn't even win.
Yeah,
I was
like,
at that. I was at that one randomly.
That's a
In New
great
York,
event.
Josh
What? Are
Hamilton,
you
yep.
kidding me?
Yep.
That is a hell of a cocktail hour
And then
opener.
the next night, I went to the game, the All-Star game, sat in the outfield right behind Rob Parker.
Really?
Fun fact.
The Rob Parker.
Rob Parker, because this was like at the peak
first
of like
take?
him on like
Yeah.
first take.
it was-
Rob Parker.
it might have been first and
I was
10
like,
at that point.
holy shit, Rob Parker's right in front of me.
Parker. Yeah, there was a lot of great moments. And to your point, there was a lot of great players that had great moments in that game that it still somehow outsized their career. Like anybody, if you get to the show and have a career like Bobby Abreu, which is like a great
I literally
career.
just said that name back here.
Yeah.
His home run derby was spectacular.
He had an incredible career.
And the second half of his season was a nightmare.
Yeah, dude, his career might have ended that night, for all I know. He had a great home run derby, and I know his production took a shit after that, and next thing you know, Bobby Abreu isn't around anymore.
Were you shocked to learn that Josh Hamilton did not win that home run derby? Because I felt like he won it.
Wait, he didn't win? I was there.
He didn't win.
He didn't win it, but he won it. He did win it.
He exhausted
He's the rare
himself.
guy who didn't win, but he won. Right.
Exactly, based
But
off
seriously,
the PR of
who
it.
won?
But I think what it was is that was why they started changing the rules, because he had such an unbelievable round, but then was exhausted by the end of it, and so he ended up losing the home run derby. I'll look up and figure out who
So
it was.
what are the rules now?
Genuinely, I don't know the answer to what you're asking.
That was 08? Oof.
And then Hamilton said that whole bunch of nonsense afterward. He had a dream about the home run derby at Yankee Stadium. Get out of
Justin
here.
Morneau beat him.
Yeah.
It was Justin
Wow,
Morneau.
He's an
Justin
MVP,
Morneau.
Yeah.
MVP, yeah, one of the
Close,
more forgettable MVPs
Beat him
out there.
5-3 in the final.
Wow.
Hey, do you have that? You only because you alluded to it. Do you have that clip of Nick Jonas on
I
with
have
us?
the Nick Jonas one. He wasn't on with us. This is me, Mike, and Stugotz at the desk near the range in Tahoe, and we were right near the medical tent where they would get work done. And so Nick Jonas. Oh, we actually have it on video that we can play here in a second. That's good. He's walking by the medical tent on his way to get some treatment. You can see in this clip behind us is that trailer where the medical tent is. So Nick Jonas walking by us, and this is our moment to have our moment with Nick Jonas. And let's see if Mike screws it up.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Good luck today. That shot on 18, my God, nah.
Dog.
You made it weird. That time you embarrassed us.
Yeah, I did.
He literally looked through you right there like, what?
Yeah.
It's so good.
I have not worn that shirt since, in large part because I probably can't fit in it anymore, but I got really drunk that day. Like, that's the...
You were hammered, yeah.
I don't think I've
Were
been...
you hammered there?
No, but there's a clip of me slurring, and I'm pretty sure it's that day. I had no idea how strong the signature cocktail at Lake Tahoe.
Wasn't it like a strawberry
It
lemonade?
was Iguodala that you stumbled on. I think.
Yeah, it was
Iguodala,
like it's called the Big Celebrity Crush. It's like a $23 drink. Thing goes down like water. It's incredible. Yeah. And I had no idea how strong those things were. And so I decided this is a great time out here with Lewis. Let me have 7 of these. And I started slurring, and I just so associate that polo with that shame and how drunk I was that I'm never wearing it again. I see it every now and then. I'm like, can I fit in this shirt? Can I fit in this shirt? Oh, God, that's the shirt that I was like super drunk in a Tahoe. Can't wear that shirt. Yeah, let me know when you have like me slurring.
Whenever we find that we could play it, but I do have the rules here of Home Run Derby if you want it.
Well, it was they're getting on you, Jeremy. It was a lot better than the silence.
Yeah, I was trying to just fill the silence. So I was just going to sit there.
Appreciate
Sorry.
that. Let me know what comes up.
Do you guys feel bad for Morneau? Because he won the home run derby, yet no one thinks that he did.
No one comes up to him.
I feel terrible for him. Porno. I really do.
Porno?
Justin Porno.
Oh, wait, that's a different guy.
Totally. He was taking porn hacks that day, but it was a totally different
But the guy won, and the only thing anyone remembers from that home run derby is Josh Hamilton.
So nothing comes up when you search Mike Slur?
Mike drunk. I'll type in Slur. I was doing drunk.
Mike, avoid that one.
Yeah. Well, let me know if something pops up that isn't me actually slurring over my words so we can promptly purge the system of that. It was wild making content in 2007.
It was. I'm sad to hear, though, that you're over Tahoe because...
I mean, I in terms of like the jaw-dropping beauty, I did do something that was fairly touristy, dude, and it was a sunset cruise.
Oh, yeah? Was it nice?
I thought I was going to hate it because it's a very touristy thing to do, but I literally did it just to get my dad off my back. My dad went to Tahoe once, and he became the expert on Lake Tahoe, even though he was following all of my recs. The one thing that he did on his own, because my dad is a lone wolf, bachelor. He's lived his entire life basically by himself. And he did a sunset cruise by himself, and he said it was amazing. I'm like, number one, that's really weird. And two, I don't want to do this. But I literally did it to shut him up, and it was incredible. Do the sunset cruise in Lake Tahoe. And so you can really see the enormity of the place because it is gorgeous.
I enjoy alone time. I mean, I don't mind traveling by myself. I don't mind going to concerts by myself. I don't mind golfing by myself. In fact, in some instances, I prefer it. I mean,
golfing's
I don't want to have a conversation.
I'll push back on golfing. I don't like golfing alone. Everything else, I'm kind of with you on traveling. I mean, I think it would run its course at some point. Like, it's cool for a few days. But
Right.
So Cynthia and I saw Stugotz by himself. Again, it's not a lie.
Having a blast.
I was trying to avoid Stugotz. I was staying at the same hotel that Stugotz was. Cindy and I were having breakfast, and we literally put our menus in front of our faces as Stugotz, was very clearly going on a cigarette break.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a designated, it's kind of sad, they have an area outside where people can smoke their cigarettes. And it's just these 4 chairs that are all facing one another.
Right in front of my room.
Right
in front of my room.
They knew you were coming. It's like a cigarette cipher.
No, there's people smoking right in front of my room. I open up the window because the window opens all the way up. I'm like, hey, you're smoking on my yard.
Weed's legal there. There's people smoking everywhere, isn't there?
Well, you can have forest fires. So they're
Oh, yeah, I've only smoked in the smoking area.
They're very cognizant of this fact, and they try to have it all isolated. So you have just a really sad cipher of seats. They're all kind of
each other and smoke.
White's a terrible color for a chair that's outside regardless, but you also have it being stained with tobacco.
I mean, it's not white anymore.
Cigarette smoking areas are never the happiest places on earth. They're generally
sad
about that.
I will say, in terms of a vista, this is one of the more beautiful cigarette smoking areas, but it's still sad because it seems like second-class citizens go over there on this wobbly chair that will never stay flat. It's not on flat ground anyways, and it's been warped by the asses that have sat in it over
And it's
the
right
last
in front of my
decades.
room. I mean, these people aren't staying at the hotel.
Tell you, my smoking
These
section-
locals coming by having a smoke right in front of my room.
My smoking section was right by the 10th green. Or no, is it the 9th green? What is it that it's
the porta potties?
Is it near the porta potties?
Yeah.
I don't know what it. You know what? I haven't been there in a couple years. I don't remember what hole specifically. So let's forget I said anything. Back to you guys.
Have you found the Iguodala bit yet or no?
Nothing came up with the Mike Slur search. Well, I'm actually pretty pumped about that.
Do you want those home run derby rules?
I do want those home run derby rules.
They're very bizarre. The first round is either.
Wait, can someone pull up the favorites on DraftKings Sportsbook too? And
it was there the whole
Pete
time.
Alonso is the favorite,
Yes,
I
of
believe.
course.
All
he cares about.
I found it.
Oh,
It was there the whole time.
There's a lot of paperwork that you got to do to get a super follow.
What do you mean paperwork?
I'm
No,
super
I'm
following
telling you,
Mike.
there's procedural shit that you got to take care of.
I'm
You gotta-
intrigued. I'm
like,
intrigued.
do you know the last 4 digits of your social security?
You don't sound bad at all.
Social-
Jesus Christ.
You wanna redo
Holy
that?
shit, Tahoe. Kick your ass. Oh my
mean-
God.
You were doing fine.
I was doing great before that.
Yeah, go pee again.
Do you know the last 4 digits of your security? Security? Or did of your social security?
You don't sound bad at all.
Social-
Jesus Christ.
You wanna
Holy
redo that?
shit, Tahoe. Kick your ass.
I actually think that was a different year in a different church.
It may have been.
That was 2022. 7/11 2022 is when we.
Oh no, all right, that was Pink Elephant Church.
What was the year I got to JT? What year was that?
I think that was all the same year.
Oh,
we crushed it that year. We did that, and then the next year you did the Aaron Rodgers thing. So it's been.
That was last year.
And the first year you got hit by Ray Romano.
And the first year I got hit by
the
Ray
best
Romano.
thing of all time.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I saw him hitting on 17th tee yesterday, and I was just like, or Sunday. Yeah, it was yesterday, and I was just like, man.
Memories of Saigon, like that you hear the chopper sound in the back, scared dog meme. Jeremy, I don't care about the rules anymore. We'll just move on.